Hey Matt, just wanted to do a quick video here on how we want to attempt to repin your mirror connector, your aftermarket mirror connector with some of these pre-terminated wires that I made for you. So what I've done is I've picked up a connector that's going to be exactly to your mirror. This is going to be the mate that's going to be on my custom harness that I just finished building for you last night. And so what's happening is your mirror connector is missing that pin 4 and pin 18 that we talked about. And so you've got a separate pigtail that essentially will allow you to wire it up to the aftermarket mirror fold, but we want to get this guy pinned so that it'll connect up to my custom harness, which will then make the complete path to the OEM power fold switch. So what I've done is I've made 2 terminals for you, 2 wires. I actually made 3 sets. I made 1 set for each side, 1 set for the other side, and then I made you an extra 3rd set for extras. So just so you know, GM charges like $5 for each of these pre-terminated wires. I just took care of it for you, so you don't need to worry about that. So what you're going to want to do is on your mirror connector, in order for you to insert, you do have to lift up this white tab here. This is a locking tab, and there's going to be some indicators on where you want to lift up. So you need a small tweaker flathead screwdriver, and you're just going to want to pry that guy up. So you just carefully pry it up, and you're going to get it to a point where it's going to look something like that. And what that does is inside the actual connector, there's a locking mechanism that locks these terminals in there. So you just want to make sure that's lifted up, and like so. So it's going to look something like that. Okay. That may be too far, so let me push that back in. So it should look something like that. Now on the back side of this connector, you're going to notice, at least on these JST connectors, the corners are numbered. So you can kind of see here, pin 1. This is looking at it from the back, right? This is the front that's going to plug into your harness there. So from the back, pin number 1 is going to be your top left corner pin, and you can kind of see it's labeled there. This is the release tab mechanisms for orientation purposes. So pin number 1 is up in this top left corner, pin number 6 is top right, and then 7 through 12 would be the middle row, and then 13 through 18 will be the bottom row. So what I've done is I've used wires to indicate what's going to go where on the drawing. Pin number 4 is your fold out control, and that's indicated by a gray wire. So we'll use the gray wire for pin number 4. It doesn't matter which wire you use, as long as you just keep, take note of what's what. So pin number 4 is fold out control. So once you've released that tab there, you want to insert this from the back. Now there is an orientation on how these go in. So you notice there's a little bit of a dip here on that connector. I call this the top side, and then I call the back of this guy, the bottom, if you will. And so there's also an indentation right there. You can see that hole there that will essentially lock in to these little tabs on the inside of each slot. So there's a tab there that can lift up. So when you go to insert this, just take note that there is an orientation. And again, I'm using the gray wire for pin 4, and pin 4 is right there. So I want to do this to where it's going to go like that, okay, into pin 4. Like so. Oops. And you just want to slide that in, and hopefully it just goes in and clicks. If you have trouble with that, you may need to get a small screwdriver or something to kind of poke it through, or poke down in there to actually push it down. If you look on the other side, your connector or terminal should come all the way up to the front. And then we'll do the same thing for the white wire. We'll take the white wire and we'll put that in 18, which is this one here. And again, the orientation should be like that, okay? Number 18. Push that in, and You hear a click, and now that's locked in. So pin 4 and pin 18, push that connector or that tab down, that locks it in place, and that's what it should look like. If you take a look at the harness, you'll have a male pin on 4 and 18, and on the back these are also numbered, accordingly. Now this is reverse, right? So 1 through 6, 7 through 12, 13 to 18, and this guy should just plug in just like that. Now on the other end of this, there's nothing on the other end. So what you're going to want to do at this point is on that 2-pin connector that's on your harness, you just want to cut that end off and just splice these 2 in depending on what's what. We don't have the wiring diagrams to know what's fold in, fold out. So you'll have a 50-50 shot. Try it one way, just strip this off and then butt splice or whatever methods you want to use to attach that to your mirror connector. But it's going to require you to cut that end off. That way, once you cut that off and you splice that in, you just plug your mirror connector into the harness connector, like so. All right, hope that helps. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.